Hey, it's Chris from the Content Marketing Academy here, and one of the questions we get asked a lot is it okay for me to blog on LinkedIn? Is it okay for me to repost my blogs on LinkedIn? If it is okay, what's the best way to do it? What's the sort of best practices around posting articles on LinkedIn? Now, it's a valid question. I think there are concerns about duplicate content and search engine optimization and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about that in this video. First thing I want to say is that I think LinkedIn is becoming quite a noisy place. I think the ability to publish content, the barriers are really low to entry now for content. So anybody can publish an article on LinkedIn, on medium.com, their own blogs, WordPress. There's loads of free, really low cost, low technological barriers to entry for content, which naturally results in the ability for people to publish whatever they want without thinking. And it's becoming a bit of a problem. So on LinkedIn, there are some great examples of content, great examples of content marketing happening there, but unfortunately it's kind of mixed up in all the rubbish and drivel that goes on there as well. So if you are going to publish content anywhere, doesn't matter, LinkedIn, Medium, your own blog, make sure it's valuable and it's teachy, it's in a way that's going to add value to people, that it's entertaining, or it's at least done with a little bit of thought behind the whole thing. So one thing that's happening on LinkedIn a lot of the time is people are publishing sales messages there. Check out our products, look at our services and all the rest of it. And that's really not what that's for. In fact, that's what's making it like a really noisy and horrible place to be. Okay, so let's have a little chat about whether it's okay. Is it okay to blog on LinkedIn? The short answer is yes, it is okay to blog on LinkedIn. Now, first thing it might be that, and this is from a specific example that we've been talking about recently here, is that someone doesn't actually have a blogging platform. They don't have their own website. They don't have a blog. So, and she wants to get started with blogging as soon as possible. I said, well, look, LinkedIn is a great place to start, right? Until you get your platform up and running, let's go there first, and let's start getting you into writing content, used to publishing content, and getting that in front of your audience. And that ticks a lot of boxes for her. So there's no harm in starting there. It'd be like just starting on WordPress.com or Medium.com or some other sort of like ecosystem of content. So starting there is absolutely fine. But what if you have already got a website and a blog of your own, and you want to get your content in front of more people? Okay, so and this might change in the future, but at the moment your website is your number one place for all your content. Okay, I think your blog, your own platform, your website, that's where you want to be publishing your content first in all cases. Especially if your strategy is to repost your content onto other platforms. So, example, you publish an article today, you probably want to wait maybe 10 days, 14 days before publishing that same article onto something like LinkedIn. And when you do it, it's a good idea just to tweak the title slightly so that it's not exactly the same. Is that duplicate content by Google standards? The answer is that I don't really know scientifically, but it doesn't seem to be. Because you can actually, if it was duplicate content, then it would naturally disregard one of those sources of content. And what you might find is actually that you start to appear in search in 2 or 3 locations, LinkedIn, Medium, your own blog, in search for the same search terms. So it could be an advantage to be found more through doing this and being found in search. The other great thing about it obviously is as soon as you publish something on LinkedIn, it's going to go right in front of all your contacts there, which is fantastic. So you can get more eyeballs onto your content. So it's actually a really good thing to do. And you could literally copy and paste your article onto LinkedIn and it probably won't do any harm because you're not a spammer. It's not like you're publishing it in hundreds of different places or keyword stuffing or trying to pull the wool over Google's eyes or anything like that. All you're trying to do is legitimately get your content in front of the right people. Also, I don't think LinkedIn on its own is a great strategy. I mean, I've yet to search for something and be driven straight to a LinkedIn article. I think that people's websites that have been around for a while definitely rank higher. So this is what I'm saying is that if you publish it on your website first and then wait a few days, 10 days, 14 days, whatever, to publish it on LinkedIn, then naturally your website will be seen to be the first place that content was published and rank higher. But also because all your other content's there, your services are there, you've got other traffic onto your website, sharing, backlinks, all of that, your website will naturally have a higher authority in Google. So it's a good chance, even if your LinkedIn articles are appearing in search, that your website will probably appear in search higher than the other sources. So in the main, it's actually okay to publish your identical articles onto LinkedIn. Maybe the thing to do would be to tweak the titles of those, or if it was medium.com, for example. And the great advantage you have there actually is to maybe rank for different longer tail keyword searches. So it's worth thinking about how you could take advantage of that. I think that's really it. The big advantages, obviously, there's not really any disadvantages. I think you just have to be careful in the timing. But apart from that, you've got the advantage of getting your content in front of more people. You've got the ability to change the titles and maybe appear in search for different results. There's not any real SEO implications if you're doing it that way. And the only thing is just to make sure you publish it on your website first, and then onto these other platforms. And I think then you might want to track the traffic in Google that's going from these platforms to your referral traffic back to your website, and see if it's creating more traffic to your website. I think that it might be quite low, especially from LinkedIn, but it's worth experimenting with it to see what happens. It's a great little ecosystem if you're publishing good content for your audience. You can get comments, you can get likes, get people more involved in that conversation. So it might be worth trying going back through some of your archives of your articles and maybe publishing them onto LinkedIn now, and see what kind of results you're going to get from that. I think it's worth trying at least, and then monitoring your traffic and your search engine optimization results, where you're ranking in the pages and what kind of organic or referral traffic you're getting from those results as well. Hope that's been helpful for you. In short, you've got to try it out, you've got to see what happens, but there's not really any harm in publishing the identical content into something like LinkedIn. I hope it's been helpful for you. If you've got any questions about anything, please tweet me at chrismar101 or email me chris@cmauk.co.uk. Don't forget to be awesome.